everybody, and welcome to another presentation. This presentation starts off showing us the circle of fifths here, and the circle of fifths is presented in a lot of ways. This one has the relative minors in here, and the what would be the majors on the outside in capital letters, but in any case, both are the circle of fifths, just started in a different area. When you go the opposite way, counterclockwise on the circle of fifths, you have what would be the circle or cycle of fourths, because a fifth and a fourth are inverses of one another as intervals. The perfect fourth inverse is a perfect fifth. So in the key of C, G is its fifth, in the key of G, C is its fourth. So all the way around it, we have the circle of fourths. Usually the circle of fourths is talked about starting at B, and the reason is because the first flat in a flat key would be B flat, and then we have B flat and E flat. So a lot of times the order of fourths are indicated starting on B. And if we go counterclockwise, we see, and let's just ignore C flat here, and we'll just look at B. E A D spells the word bead. So that's very easy to remember, bead. Bead and then GCF. And after that, with the flats, we spell bead again with flats and G flat. But then once we're on the C flat is the same as B. So the order of fourths goes bead, GCF, bead with flats, G with a flat, and then it starts over. So that's the entire, all 12 notes, circle of fourths. I had a teacher once who said, okay, you're never going to forget this if you just listen to me once. So I'll try it here. Just remember this. BEADGCF. BEADGCF. And I think it's so goofy that I did remember it, and a lot of people do end up remembering it, because I've said this to some guitar students and they chuckle, and then they remember, oh yeah, BEADGCF. So BEADGCF is the circle or cycle of fourths, and then bead G is flats, so the whole circle of fourths all the way around is BEADGCF, bead G with flats. Okay, so we're now going to eliminate this and bring in our neck diagrams. And here we have BEADGCF, bead G with flats, G flat back to B, or C flat is a fourth, and that's how it just goes on continuing. So why is this important with the guitar? Well, the guitar, as many of you know, is tuned in fourths. So when if it's tuned in fourths, and we also know that there's one string, two string that is not tuned in fourths, but we call that the B string rule. And so anything that we have to do it just gets adjusted there. So if I take 6 of these here and start on B right here, for example, this would be B, E, A, D, G, except G comes down, C comes down. So by starting on a note in fourths, this is how it would work. We know that the open string is E. So if we bring this over here, once again, these would just have to come down, and we have our E, A, D, G, our GCF right here. So we could start this really anywhere. If we started on F, for example, which is one step lower, bring this here, and then the D flat and the G flat would come down, and you can check all of these for accuracy. But that's how, basically, that's how it would work on any note. And if you kind of practice this bead, BEADGCF, BEADGCF. After a while, don't say BEADGCF, say BEADGCF, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat. It's important to remember the circle fourths. So help you remember notes across the guitar. A lot of guitar scales start on the same fret when you move to another string, and that's because the fourths are prevalent in a scale. Almost every note within most with major and minor and pentatonic scales have its fourth also present. So if I start on A here, take this over, drag it to the 5th fret, A on the E string, bring these up, and then I have all my fourths. Now, when you go around all 12 notes in a cycle of fourths, that is a chromatic scale. So doing all of these on every string isn't going to arrive at any major or minor scales, but it is going to help you in certain situations. I'll get rid of these for a minute. So another reason why B is kind of the starting point for this is because if we go BEADGCF, we know the C major scale has all natural notes, and with all natural notes, the circle, like the total fourths, would be all present right here. We see that, you know, within the key of C, F does not have its fourth present because B flat is not a part of C. So then that means that any set of 7 would all belong to a certain key. So if BEADGCF belongs to C, then EADGCF B flat belongs to F, and ADGCF BE belongs to the key of B flat, so on and so forth. So wherever you start, a half step in front of the first note is the key that it belongs to. So once again, if we were to, just one more example, if we were to take these 6 and bring them down to start on the 7th fret B, these 2 would be adjusted. It is the B string rule, but the reason why this one's down here as well is because from the B string to the E string is a perfect fourth. So play with that with your neck diagrams and see if that helps you when you're playing scales across the guitar to remember what each note is as you're playing them based on your knowledge of fourths. And remember, BEADGCF, bead G with flats, and I think it'll help shed some light on mastering the fingerboard. Have a great day. Thank you.